Ever wondered why your credit card bill is more than you expected? If so, you're not alone. Many people are surprised when they see their credit card statement, and often the culprit is the variety of charges that can add up without you realizing it. In the world of credit cards, there are several types of fees that can affect your bottom line. These charges are part and parcel of managing credit. They're the price we pay for the convenience of using credit cards. But don't worry, once you understand what these charges are, you'll be in a better position to navigate the financial landscape. One of the most common credit card charges is interest. This is the cost of borrowing money from the bank. It's calculated as a percentage of your outstanding balance and is usually charged monthly. We'll delve into the nitty-gritty of interest charges and how they can impact your bill in the next part of this video. Next, we have annual fees. These are fees that some credit card companies charge for the privilege of using their card. They can range from a modest $20 to several $100s, depending on the type of card and the benefits it offers. Then there are foreign transaction fees. If you've ever used your credit card abroad or made a purchase in a foreign currency, you might have noticed an additional charge on your statement. That's the foreign transaction fee, and it's usually a percentage of the purchase amount. Don't forget about late payment fees and cash advance fees. Late payment fees are exactly what they sound like. Fees you incur if you don't pay your bill on time. Cash advance fees are charged when you use your credit card to withdraw cash from an ATM. Each of these charges plays a role in the overall amount you owe on your credit card. The key to managing them is understanding what they are and how they work. A clear understanding of these charges can help you manage your credit card more effectively. Let's dive in. First up, the most common charge, interest. Now, interest might seem like a small, harmless fish in the vast ocean of credit card usage, but let me assure you, it's a shark in disguise. So let's get to know this shark a little better, shall we? Interest is essentially the cost of borrowing money. When you use your credit card, you're borrowing money from the card issuer, and they expect something in return. That something is interest. So how is this interest calculated? Well, it's based on something called the annual percentage rate, or APR for short. The APR is a yearly rate, but don't be fooled. It's not charged just once a year. No, it's applied every day to your outstanding balance. This daily rate is calculated by dividing your APR by the number of days in a year. Got it? Great. Now let's move on to when these interest charges kick in. You see, most credit card issuers offer a grace period. This is a set period of time during which no interest is charged on new purchases, as long as you've paid your previous balance in full. However, if you don't pay off your balance within this grace period, interest charges will start to accumulate. And trust me, they can add up quickly. But here's the good news, you can avoid these interest charges. Yes, you heard that right. You can avoid paying interest. How? It's quite simple. Pay your balance in full each month. By doing so, you'll take full advantage of the grace period and avoid any interest charges. However, if you're unable to pay your balance in full for any reason, try to pay as much as you can. The smaller your balance, the less interest you'll be charged. Interest charges might seem complicated at first, but once you understand how they work, you'll be well on your way to managing your credit card more effectively. Remember, the best way to avoid interest charges is to pay your balance in full each month. And if you can't do that, pay as much as you can to keep those charges to a minimum. It's all about being smart with your money. Next, let's talk about annual fees and other charges. One of the common charges that credit card users often come across is the annual fee. This is essentially a yearly charge for the privilege of having the card. It's like a membership fee that you pay to your gym or club. The fee varies from card to card and can range anywhere from $25 to $500 or more. Some cards waive the annual fee for the first year as a promotional offer, so it's always worth checking the fine print. Now, moving across the globe, we have foreign transaction fees. These fees are charged when you make a purchase in a foreign currency or with a foreign bank. They're usually a percentage of the transaction amount, typically 1 to 3%. This means that your dream vacation or that online shopping spree could end up costing more than you thought if your card charges foreign transaction fees. Next in line, we have balance transfer fees. These are charged when you move your debt from one card to another, often to take advantage of a lower interest rate. The fee is typically a percentage of the amount transferred. generally between 3 and 5%. So if you're transferring a balance of $2,000 with a 5% fee, you'd be charged $100. Late payment fees, over-limit fees, and cash advance fees are other charges that you might encounter. We'll delve into these in the next scene. While some of these fees are unavoidable, like the annual fee for certain cards, others can be dodged with careful credit card usage. For instance, by making purchases in your home currency, you can avoid foreign transaction fees. Similarly, by paying your balance on time and in full, you can avoid late payment fees. While some of these fees are unavoidable, others can be dodged with careful credit card usage. Let's not forget about late payment and cash advance fees. Just as the name suggests, late payment fees are charged when you fail to make your credit card payment on time. The amount of this fee can vary, but typically it can range anywhere from $25 to $40. And here's the kicker: if you're late more than once in a 6-month period, that fee can even double. Now let's talk about cash advance fees. These are charged when you use your credit card to withdraw cash. The fee is usually the greater of a flat fee or a percentage of the amount advanced. For instance, the fee could be $5 or 5% of the amount, whichever is higher. But here's the catch. Unlike purchases, cash advances start accruing interest immediately. That means there's no grace period, and the interest rate on cash advances is often higher than the rate for regular purchases. And wait, there's more. Both late payment and cash advance fees can have a significant impact on your credit score. Late payments especially can lower your credit score, making it more difficult and expensive for you to obtain credit in the future. So how can you avoid these fees? Firstly, set up automatic payments or reminders to ensure you always pay your credit card bill on time. Secondly, try to avoid taking out cash advances. If you're in a pinch and need cash, consider other options like a personal loan or even a paycheck advance, which may have lower interest rates. Remember, credit cards can be a useful financial tool, but they can also be a double-edged sword. It's important to understand all the fees associated with your card and how to avoid them. So before you swipe that plastic, make sure you're aware of the potential costs. Because let's face it, nobody likes surprise charges on their bill. Timely payments and avoiding cash advances can save you from these hefty charges. So we've covered a lot about credit card charges today. It's quite a journey through the maze of numbers and terms, isn't it? But don't worry, we'll bring all the pieces together now, so you can see the bigger picture clearly. First, we delved into the world of interest charges, the price you pay for borrowing money. Remember, these charges kick in if you don't pay your balance in full by the due date. The interest rate, also known as APR, can vary greatly from card to card. So it's always a good idea to compare rates before choosing your credit card. Next, we talked about annual fees and other charges. Some credit cards have an annual fee, which is a charge for the privilege of using the card. There can also be other fees like foreign transaction fees, over-limit fees, and balance transfer fees. Being aware of these costs is essential to avoid unexpected surprises on your bill. Then we discussed late payment and cash advance fees. Paying late can result in a hefty fee, and it might even increase your interest rate. Cash advances, on the other hand, come with their own set of charges. They usually start accruing interest immediately with no grace period, so it's best to avoid them unless absolutely necessary. All these charges underline the importance of understanding your credit card and managing it effectively. By paying attention to the fine print, you can avoid unnecessary costs and make your credit card work for you rather than the other way around. In conclusion, credit cards can be a powerful financial tool if used wisely. They offer convenience, rewards, and the ability to build credit. However, they also come with certain costs. Being aware of these charges and managing them effectively is the key to enjoying the benefits while avoiding the pitfalls. With this knowledge, you can now make informed decisions about your credit card usage. Remember, responsible usage is the key to avoiding unnecessary charges.